Ruptella fuel level sensor installation. First of all, clean the surface of the fuel tank where the sensor will be installed so no small trashes or oily spots are present. Find and mark the center of the fuel tank. If it is impossible to do it at the center of the tank, try to do it as close to the center as possible. Drill a hole that has a slightly larger diameter than the probe so that the flange will fit in. Try to prevent getting metal shavings into the tank. Put the probe into the tank through the drilled hole and measure the distance from the tank top to the top of the probe flange. Slowly pull the probe out of the fuel tank because it has diesel inside. While pulling it out, drain it with a cloth. From the end of the probe, note that the probe must be with the bottom cap. Mark the distance that was measured before and add 1.5 to 2 centimeters to it. Mark it again, and that will be the probe cutting place. The additional 1.5 to 2 centimeters are needed because usually there are small trashes or water at the bottom of the tank. Wind the wire of the bottom white cap and take the cap off. Cut the probe at the marked place with a special tube cutter. It is very important not to damage the wire that is inside the probe. When the unnecessary part of the probe is gone, put the wire through the white cap. When it is done, the cap must be pressed hard to consolidate completely. To do that, it is best to use the leftover part of the probe so that the wire won't be damaged. Tighten the wire and wrap it like this. Put a dash of auto sealant on the smaller white cap and put it in the place where the wire is wrapped up. Place the fuel level sensor head on and mark an area on the flange where the wires go out. Then, take the fuel level sensor head off, find a smaller hole near the marked place, and put it through the wire for seal. Put a layer of sealant onto the bottom of the fuel level sensor flange, and put a rubber gasket on it. Then, put another layer of sealant on the other side of the rubber gasket. Put the probe with the flange into the fuel tank so that the marked place would face the side where the wires are coming from. Fasten the fuel level sensor to the top of the tank with the added bolts. Put the smaller rubber gasket on the fuel level sensor head. Screw fuel level sensor's head on already mounted probe with the flange. Fix the fuel level sensor head and wires with the seal. Now, Ruptella fuel sensor is successfully installed and ready for calibration.